Boxing King Media in association with boxer Alycia Baumgardner. Do you like your animals? Because when I met you in Vegas, you were dressed like a zebra that day, and you got a leopard print on today.
Yes, I'm always channeling my inner animal.
What is your favorite animal?
I like a panther. No, a jaguar. Well, they're kind of like the same, but they're mysterious. They're aggressive. Really, any animal that's aggressive, I like.
So your fighting style is a bit jaguarish as well. To be fair, you are quite reactive. So obviously we spoke yesterday about the fight. So I just want the fans in the UK just to get to know you from a different side. Not you to ask about your life story, but just basic things. What do you do outside boxing? Like your upbringing, etc. What was your background like?
Yeah, just a quick, story. I started in the gym at 8 years old. I wrestled first, so I was able to build my confidence wrestling, and then my dad introduced boxing to me at 8 years old. And I stayed in the gym. I didn't think that I would make boxing my profession, but I knew that I was gifted in being an athlete and just the given talent that I had. And so I continued to grow into the sport of boxing. The Olympics was my goal. It was going to the Olympics, and I worked towards that, and it didn't happen. So I'm like, you know what? I'm still not going to give up. I put the time in, so let's go pro. I had more of a pro style anyways when I was fighting amateurs, so that really transitioned me into the pro world even better. And man, best decision I've made. I'm a world champion now, and I come from a very small town where the opportunities are very slim. The window is very close, so I had to move a lot in different areas just to continue growing, because I knew that uncomfortable situations make for great opportunities. And so that's exactly what I'm a go-getter. I'm a hustler. I go get it. I understand that giving up is not an option, and that's what I did. I had the mindset of a doer. I was going to do it. I didn't want to be a statistic. I could have been the best, would have been the best, should have been the best. I'm like, I will be the best. I will continue to make a name for myself. I don't want an average life. I want to make something for myself. And now I can say to my future children that your mother was a world champion. Like, that's dope to me. So, there's so much more to the story, and I'm growing as a woman each and every day.
What are you like outside the boxing circle? You strike me as somebody not to mess with, but have you got like a softer side, or what you like outside these circles?
I'm definitely I have a softer side. I would say I'm like a rose with thorns. So a rose is pretty to look at, but I also have some thorns. So if you attack me, I might bite back, and that's just for my defense. That's just everything that I've been through. That's my guard. And so I'm a very soft person, very heartful, very loving. I have the spirit of God in me. So if you know what that feels like, it's God is love, and so that's what I give.
And, we spoke about it yesterday where, you said Eddie Hearn was the main catalyst behind women's boxing, growing on the scale it's been growing. What do the American fans think of him? Like, what's the perception of Eddie Hearn in the US from your point?
For me, there has to be respect. Anybody that I talk to, I always mention Eddie Hearn, because what he's doing for women's boxing is what no promoter is doing in the States. And so you have to put some respect on his name. And I believe that people do respect Eddie Hearn for what he's doing. He's allowing 2 women to fight at the Madison Square Garden, and that should tell you something right there.
It sure does. I was speaking to her, if you know Faye Favor. Yeah, I was speaking to her. She speaks very highly of you. I think she's talking about wanting to train with you, work out with you. And she tells me about the struggles of boxing in the US, where fighters get tied into some crazy contracts. And I think she's having issues at the moment where she can't even get a fight. What's your experience of stuff like that?
Yeah, no, it's very, very likely for that to happen. In the States, people get tied up in contracts. They're not able to fight. They're not even able to, even be active. And as a fighter, you have to be active. And it's unfortunate that it's like that sometimes. So that's why it's like you have to be very careful who you talk to, because anybody can sell you a dream. People sell me dreams all the time. And, I had to be very, I had to have discernment to understand and to know, like, this is not for me. We have to move on. And again, through trial and error, you'll know and you'll figure that out.
Just quickly, last question. What's the worst dream you've been sold?
Say that again.
What's the worst dream you've been sold?
Worst dream, I would say, just like anything. I wouldn't say worst dream, but everybody would be like, I can make you a world champion. I knew I had to make myself a world champion. I knew that I had to put the work in. Anybody can speak for you, but I'm the one stepping in the ring to fight. And so, I've always had that told to me, I can make you a world champion, but, with my team now, they were able to get me to the top, and here I am.
Well, Alycia, I want to thank you, and I'm going to make sure the fans know that you're the last fighter, you're still doing interviews, and that says a lot about you as a character and as a person, and that's the way you've got to do it if you want to get the fans to get to know you as well. So well done for that.
Yeah, thank you. No more problem.